Welcome to my Lecto. Today we are going to discuss Lamina of Rexed. Basically, in the spinal cord, you will see the different arrangements of the neurons in the forms of different layers. So actually, you will see the 10 most important layers that are actually formed by the neurons. And specifically, they are seen when you will see the thick sections of the spinal cord. So, if we see or if we revise the structures of the spinal cord, then you will see at the outer side you will see the white matter. So this is the white matter. Okay, and at the center you will see the grayish area, and that is the, you can say, gray matter. Okay. In the white matter, you will see the mostly tracts. So, or you can say axons. So, in the white matter. But in the gray matter, you will see mostly the cell bodies, or you can say nucleus. Okay. Nucleus, you will see the like lot of different collections of the cell body is called the nucleus, and the collections of the axon is called the tract, specifically in the central nervous system. But in the peripheral nervous system, their name change. Tract will become the nerve and the nucleus will become the ganglia in the peripheral nervous system. Okay. So if you see, like, there are three column, or you can say horns of the gray matter. So first one, you will see, if you see here, like at the dorsal side, you will see the dorsal horn, and in that at the ventral side you will see the ventral horn. So these two horns are actually present throughout the spinal cord. But the lateral horn, if you see, like this one is the lateral horn, is actually present at the specific areas of the spinal cord, like T1 to the L2 area. So they are actually present at the specific areas. Okay. Now if you see, at the dorsal horn, you receive the somatic information. So if you see here, we divide the nervous system into two: central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. In the central nervous system, you will see the brain and the spinal cord, but in the peripheral nervous system, you will see the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. Okay. In the autonomic nervous system, you further see the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay. At the dorsal side, or you can say dorsal horn, you will receive the somatic information, or you can say sensory information. Okay. So at the dorsal horn, you will see the, or you will receive the sensory information. It can be somatic or autonomic. Okay. At the ventral side, you will see the exit of the somatic informations, or you can say motor information. This is another point. But at the lateral, you will see the viscera. You will see the involvement of the autonomic nervous system. We have revised the preganglionic and the postganglionic neuron. So at the lateral side, you will see the receive of the visceral information and the exit of the visceral information. So these are, the lateral horn is specifically for the viscera, or you can say autonomic nervous system. So this is the general overview. So if you see, we see the 10 most important lamina of the spinal cord. So if we see here, first of all, we start from the dorsal side and end to the ventral side. Okay, if you see here, like here basically the 10 lamina. First 4 lamina actually fall in the dorsal horn. So, if we discuss the location of the first 4 lamina, you will see the horn will be the dorsal. Okay, now if you see like here, this is the first reddish, second will be the, and third will be the black, and fourth will be the fourth lamina. So here are basically the 4 lamina that are actually fall in the dorsal horn. Okay. Next, if you see fifth and the sixth lamina. Fifth and the sixth lamina is actually present at the base of the dorsal horn. So actually this is the base of the dorsal horn. So fifth and the sixth lamina actually fall at the base of dorsal horn. This is another important point. Okay. Seventh lamina, here is the basically the seventh lamina actually fall between the dorsal horn and the ventral horn. This is actually the present between the dorsal and the ventral horn. So seventh lamina is actually present between dorsal and the ventral horn. Okay. 8th and the 9th lamina actually present in the ventral horn. So here is basically the 8th lamina and here is basically the 9th lamina. 8th lamina is present at the medial side. So actually it is the middle side of the spinal cord. So 8th lamina is actually present at the medial side and the 9th lamina is actually present at the lateral side. So this is another important point. 8th and 9th fall in the ventral horn. Okay. But the important thing is that 8 is present at the medial side and the 9th is present at the lateral side. So this is the basic difference between the 8th and the 9th lamina. And the last most important is the 10th lamina, and that is actually around the canal, spinal canal, and this is actually the 10th lamina that is actually surround the spinal canal, in which you will see the cerebrospinal fluid and you will see the surround the canal. Okay, in the previous lecture we have discussed the different nuclei are actually present in the gray matter. So at the dorsal horn, at the lateral horn and at the ventral horn you will see the different nuclei. Okay, at the if I say at the first lamina, at the level of the first lamina, you will see the most important nucleus, and that nucleus is the, it is actually present at the dorsal horn and the post side. So it will be the posteromarginal nucleus. This is corresponding to the lamina 1. At the level of the lamina 1, you will see the nucleus, and that is posteromarginal nucleus. Okay. Second nucleus, here is basically the second nucleus that is actually present at the level of the second lamina, and that is nucleus is basically the, or you can say, Substantia Gelatinosa. This is an other important nucleus that is corresponding to the lamina 2. Okay. And the third and the fourth lamina is corresponding to the nucleus, and that nucleus is this one. This nucleus is actually the nucleus proprius. Okay. You see that the third and the fourth lamina is corresponding to the nucleus proprius. Okay. So these are basically the 3 most important nucleus that are actually fall in the first 4 lamina. Okay. If we move further, then you will see the most important. At the 5th and the 6th level, you will never see any nucleus. Okay. But at the 7th level, you will see the most important nucleus, and that nucleus is actually the nucleus dorsalis. At the lamina of the 7th, you will see the nucleus dorsalis. Nucleus dorsalis. Okay. There are several other names, or you can say Clark's nucleus. So it has another name, you can say Clark's nucleus. So this is the nucleus dorsalis, Clark's nucleus, or you can say nucleus thoracis. You will see this different lots of name of the Clark's nucleus, and it is actually present from the CA to the L3 level of the spinal cord. Okay. Next is the 8th and the 9th. Okay, this is very much important. Okay. If we first of all discuss the 8th and the 9th. In the 8th and the 9th, you will see the nucleus that are actually present in the ventral horn. Okay. In the ventral horn, we divide nucleus into 3 categories. Okay. If you see here, we divide it into the lateral, central, and the medial. Okay. If you see here, like these nucleus are actually present at the lateral side. Okay. And these 2 nuclei are actually present at the medial side, and these 2 nuclei are actually present at the center of the spinal cord. Okay. At the lateral side, you will see the 3 most important. You will see, like if I write it here, posterolateral nucleus, posterolateral nucleus, and anterolateral nucleus. So here are basically the 4. Anterolateral, posterolateral, post-posterolateral, that is further behind the posterolateral nucleus. Okay. At the central, you will see the most important, you will see the accessory nucleus and the phrenic nucleus at the level of the central. Phrenic and accessory. You will see the phrenic and the accessory nerves in that case. And at the medial level, you will see the anteromedial, you will see the anteromedial and the dorsomedial nucleus. So here are basically the different nuclei that are actually present in the ventral horn. Okay. And last is the canal, in which you will never see the any nucleus. Okay. Next, if we see the sensation, what actually the different lamina are involved in different functions. So first 4 lamina are actually involved in the exteroceptive. These are basically the stimulus that are actually received from outside the body, like the different temperatures and the mechanical stimulus, heat, cold, and pressure. That is actually stimulus received from the outside of the body. Next is the 5th and the 6th. In the 5th and the 6th, you will see the proprioceptive. Proprioceptive. In this case, you will see the stimulus is received inside the body, as we have discussed that the 5th and the 6th. In this case, you will see like the inside of the body, like the movement of the different muscles and the movement of the joints, that is actually present inside the body, and that stimulus will be the proprioceptive. Next is the 7th. At the level of the 7th lamina, you will see the 7th lamina act as a relay system between the muscle spindle and the midbrain and cerebrum. It acts as a relay between the midbrain and the cerebrum and the different muscles. Okay. So last is the 8th and the 9th lamina. This is very much important. This is actually involved in the motor function. Specifically, if I speak like the skeletal muscles of the body, this is actually voluntary in nature. And that is last is the 10th, that is surround the spinal canal, and in this case you will see the presence of the most importantly the lot of neuroglia, and in this case you will see ependymal cell that are actually involved in the production of cerebrospinal fluid, and that is actually present in the spinal canal, that is actually present or you can say passed at the middle side of the gray matter. So this is all about the lamina of relaxed. If you have any question, you may ask in the comment section. Thank you so much.